Hello, hello, and welcome to the Black Wellness Exchange. I'm your host, Simone, and this is my guest, Mr. Got a book, y'all. He got a book, y'all. Mr. Donovan. How you say your last name?
Badget.
Badgett. Thank you so much for being here today.
No problem. Thank
I,
you for having me.
yes, I appreciate you. You was on the news not that long ago
Yeah.
for a good reason. I love that. We're gonna talk about that more in the during our time together. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Were in how long you been in Colorado Springs?
Now I've been living here probably about a year.
A year? Okay,
Yeah.
you like it?
Yeah, I do. I like
Okay,
Colorado Springs. It's
okay,
cool.
okay.
It's an interesting place.
It is. It is. It has its own little vibe about itself for sure, right?
Yeah.
It does. Now, since you've been here, have you met any people? Have you done things?
Yeah, I've been meeting some cool people. But I started coming here probably about 2013. So I met people back then that I'm still
Hmm.
connected with today.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
More in the business world of things.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you have some family here, you say?
yeah, my mom and her husband came here around that time.
Oh,
He
nice.
was he was in the military, so he ended up retiring. Yeah, that's how they ended up staying here with my brothers and sisters.
Okay. 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 So you definitely have some familiarity. It sounds like
Hmm.
some family. Well, that's good. That's good. Having been in Colorado Springs here now myself for about 4 years, so it's nice to have family. That's good. That's that you have some supports. Some
Hmm.
supports. So, what brought you here, though?
Well, I came back this time to do work. So my mom has an organization that it's been in the Springs for about 11, 12 years now,
Okay.
and just working with domestic violence, sexual assault victims. And so she was trying to build a kind of pick up her male influence and stuff like that.
Yes.
And so I came out here to kind of help with that, and I just started growing from there.
That's an excellent goodness. That's an excellent um what's the word I'm looking for?
Hmm.
Purpose. There we go.
Yeah,
Excellent purpose. That your mother is definitely fighting for. Wow.
yeah,
And you supported her.
yeah,
You still support her in doing that?
yeah. I do.
That's good. It's
Hmm.
important to support domestic violence and because it happens to both men and women. Oftentimes we think that it's women only, but no, it's men and women. So I'm glad that you were able to support your mom in that way.
Hmm.
So like I said, I have some questions because we in the Springs, based out of Colorado Springs, we in the Springs want to know because who Donovan is, right? Because from a black health and well being perspective, it's important that we stay connected, that we understand who is in our community, so that if and when we can either lend a helping hand to be of support or need support, we know who to go to, and we stay within our community. We stay connected. So tell us.
So I'm a kid from Hopkins, South Carolina. I got my bachelor's in 2015 from Benedict College. Um, yeah, and I just had a interesting teen life because I was kind of disobedient and I got myself into things that ultimately ended up following me.
Okay.
And so just navigating life, learning things about the world and things like that. I became an author because I was a writer already. I wrote music and things, but I kind of wanted to get the message out in another type of way because I
Yes.
had some other goals and things, and that's how the book came about. And so now I'm an author, and I just kind of just talk about you know how I developed the mindset to continue to keep going.
Hmm.
Uh,
Tell us about your book. It's
that's a
Death
trap.
to the Trap,
Hmm.
a journey of survival, redemption, and change. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I kind of just talk about different seasons of my life.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, so firstly, all of the I had an album. I wrote a album, and it was called Death to the Trap. So the chapters are the song titles, and so
Okay.
I kind of broke down different stories, different seasons that I was in each chapter, and I kind of I talked about a issue that was in that season and how I was able to like develop the thought process to get over it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I went from that to breaking down like life lessons and giving practical advice, and even like a notes section at the end of each chapter, to where people could reflect and things like that. So the whole book is broken down like that. Um, and yeah,
Where can people find this book?
well, it's online. It's on Amazon right now. I'm working on my landing page, so there'll be like official website here coming soon.
Okay.
But now you can definitely find it on Amazon. My Instagram page, I'm gonna have some links there and like different. I've been doing some pretty cool campaigns, some social media content campaigns and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, some cool stuff on my socials, and you can find everything there. And yeah, I'm out here in Colorado Springs too, so moving around every day.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure at the end we're gonna make sure that we are able to find links and find you on all of the internets
Okay.
type things, right?
Yep.
So you also outside of the book, you have a mentorship program too.
Yeah. So my company is called Alpha Mentality Global
Mm-hmm.
Mentorship,
Okay.
and so yeah, just the basis behind that is kind of just being there for the boys. Like that's kind of my main thing, because it's important just to be in their lives and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to kind of talk about my experiences in life, and kind of help them develop long-term thought processes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So um,
So you work with boys only?
specifically, I would say just boys, but
Okay.
you know,
What age group?
sure, I've had down to 15 and up to right now I got 22, 24. Um, yeah, so between 15 and 25.
Oh,
But I mean, I feel like I motivate my men that's my age as well,
for sure. What?
and older ones as well. So, but specifically in my mentorship, and I've been from between 15 and 25 right now.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
So I do have some specific questions about you, and again, thank you so much for coming
Yeah, no problem.
and being with Black Wellness Exchange. This is an exciting collaboration for me, and I truly appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's see. It says, what inspired you to create a mentorship program on a global scale, and how did you turn that vision into reality?
So what inspired me was, just my own trials and knowing what I needed when I was younger. And so with my son coming up in the world, obviously I'm teaching him those things, but I wanted to like help create the environment that was around too. You know what I'm saying? For
Right,
like the
right,
other
right, right, right.
people that are going to be running the world when he gets older, and the kids that his generation and stuff that's coming up as well. So yeah, it kind of rooted from that was those main inspiration trying to create like a different world for him, and
Okay.
just like helping our people, create like a healthier thought process when it came to like working with each other and being a part of each other's lives and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. So, um, that connection, it sounds like, and the support. Um, and then you said you work with an important age group. You said you have people that you were between 15 and 22. That's an age group where w- we're trying to figure out
Hmm.
what we doing, what we got going on, what am I supposed to be doing? Who am I? So to have mentorship, that guidance, that's huge, that's
Yeah.
huge. So do you support, we're like, do you have people that are kids that are here and in South Carolina?
Well, yeah, I've been mostly building here in Springs right now.
Okay.
I still have my network everywhere. I've been, moving around for a long time because I was a truck driver at one point, so I still have a
Okay.
pretty strong network that's
Yeah, yeah,
all
that's
over the
good,
place.
that's
But
good, because that way, I mean, that's awesome.
hmm
It, and it also speaks to the necessity of having support, because you still have those links in those other areas. So that, yeah, I appreciate that for sure. How has mentorship transformed your life, and how do you see it changing the lives of those you work with?
Well, it's transformed me because I'm seeing the impact that I have
Hmm.
on the boys and stuff, and how they look at me. One of the kids I work with is an artist. He's 22, and he so when I first met him, he started telling me about a situation, with his child's mom, and how she was keeping him away, and he was getting real frustrated about that stuff. And but he said her boyfriend was kind of like harassed. I ain't gonna say harassed, but like bothering him and trying to provoke him and stuff. And he said he ended up just like blocking the dude and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so he was like, for some reason he had this mindset, but thought process behind it that that made him look like a punk or whatever. But I told him, that it took him more strength to be able to block him and know that he wanted to change his life and do something different than it would have been for him to like interact and go back and forth on some petty shit. So like a few weeks later, we were talking and stuff, and he said, I'm glad we had that conversation that day because something else had started coming up, in a situation where he was vulnerable. And then he said, before he even responded to it, he thought to himself, I wonder what Don would do.
Wow.
And so that started that when him telling me that he was like, yeah, I ain't dick riding or nothing like that. But I thought to myself, man, I wonder what Don would do. And then, that was one of the moments that let me know, like, you know, they looking at me and they paying
Yes.
attention, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying
Yes.
is actually like impacting their real lives.
Yeah. Real life.
Because he could have interacted with that and got into a beef and killed somebody or got killed himself.
Yep.
But he chose to go into something that, and it just showed that I was impacting
Hmm.
them in a way, that I needed to make sure that I was always on point myself and making sure that I'm growing myself and,
Leading by example. What
yeah.
Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high.
Hmm.
Right? I mean, that's really true. And it's easy. As you said, it's easy to go in that direction. It took a lot of strength,
Hmm.
right? A lot of discipline for him to be like,
Yeah.
you know, what would Don do?
That's what he said he thought.
Right? What
Yeah.
would Don do? Wow. That's huge. That's huge. So it means mentorship isn't so important to but to even have someone to be able to to be able to pick up the phone and know you have someone on the other end that's going to give you appropriate guidance. That's dope. That's dope. That's real
Hmm.
dope. In your experience, what are the biggest challenges people face when seeking mentorship, and how does your program help them overcome those barriers?
I think like the biggest challenge for like the parents or the moms for mostly what I see the boys that need mentorship, they don't really know kind of where to find it at, and like consistency too when they do find someone. So that's been an issue I see out there. Uh,
Mhm.
and the benefit from what alpha mentality brings is it's like a holistic approach because like I want to be a part of their lives because that's where they need us, for the change to happen. Like, it's not just in one area, So I actually am there with them, like along the way, like a big brother almost. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
yeah, that's the necessary things that it takes for the change to happen. And um, I've seen like the influence that from just being in an environment. I've seen like the change in some of these boys just being in the environment, like not even doing anything as being there, just the presence of. I've
Mhm.
seen change in
Yes.
the air and the energy in the room, and it's like just that alone showed me how important it was. And so I try to just be there with them and actually develop real life relationships. You know what I'm saying with them.
Mhm.
I go to their house, I go to pick them up to hang with them and stuff like that, to do things, and so
That's important to have um within the community, to have um positive male influence, right? Positive male role models to be able to ask these questions. What should I do? How should I respond? and be able to uh, communicate from their perspective and not feel judged, right?
Hmm.
Because, sometimes within that age group, being judged is important, or, not knowing how to handle how to take judgment. So it is so important to have your your mentorship. What? I need a mentor. Y'all don't do women, y'all just do boys.
Yeah, let's work. Yeah,
Okay,
I got some
okay.
stuff I can put you on.
Yes. Mentorship sounds like something everybody could benefit from, regardless of your age, right?
Hmm.
Right. Let's see. So, next question. Your work spans across cultures, right? Like, or does your work span across cultures? Like, is it specifically
It's specific to the boys that are me.
okay? Okay.
But you know, I've been working with kids of all races and stuff. So
Right. That
yeah,
was actually my next question. What about culturally, like the inclusivity of other
yeah,
melanated children?
yeah. Even white children as well. Like I just want to see the world be better. You know,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I know even outside of us being, the issues that we have as black men and boys, as men, there are problems that, what I'm saying, we all have that we can relate to as well, just as being men and coming up in the world
Yeah.
as men.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
some of those same concepts, they translate through races, just being a man. So, yeah, I want to work with everybody. But it's
Everybody.
specific to my boys,
Your
for
boy.
sure.
Okay. Okay. But you're right. Boys of all cultural backgrounds, races, ethnic groups need support. Um, and mentorship, and it sounds like you're prepared. It sounds like you're prepared and willing
Hmm.
to support everyone, all
Yeah.
of them.
The thing about it is, why, and it's specific because I am, but it's also specific because in some of those other cultures, their rhetoric is being passed. Their granddads are passing the game to their sons, and their dads are passing the game to the boy.
I see.
And so we don't really have that happening too much in our community. So that's why I say it's that's another reason why it's specific to, what I'm saying, my boys as well, because, a lot of those other cultures don't necessarily need the mentorship because their dads and granddads are there to pass the game down that needs to be. You know what I mean? So
Right, right. And even as you said, in our culture, right, that the male presence, the dad or the granddad may not be present, but even if they are present, they may not be the positive influence. You said that you had your own battles in your life,
hmm.
and you turned lemons into lemonade, where you turned your life around to make a positive impact, not only for you, but for your offspring. You have a kid, right?
Hmm.
And now you're, you know, wanting that to grow for their community. That's awesome. You have kids out here that have also gotten in trouble and not sure how to maneuver life,
Right.
right? Or and feeling like there is no other way but that way.
Right.
And your mentorship and through your life experience, you're able to, I got goosebumps, man. You got your life experience, and you're being here and willing to, like I said, not only um our melanated children, but even to the white kids that's out there, you're willing to work with all of the kids to help them understand that just because something does happen, you can turn that around for yourself.
Hmm.
Yo, that's awesome. Our males, our boys can definitely benefit. The community in whole could definitely benefit from that. Women too, for girls too.
Hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. So then it says for someone that's listening right now who's never had a mentor or never thought they could be one, what's the first steps? What are your thoughts? Like, how would you recommend? Like, are
Um,
you guys, how would that?
I mean, just like being open to like what reality is for real. Because like mentorship, it's not just like a title, because it's just like being, you know what I mean? Because it's just being open to giving the information that you have to someone else who may need it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
okay.
that's basically it. It's just passing the knowledge, because that's how we survive the world. By not repeating the mistakes of the past, because we see from the past. That's what history is basically. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
yes, yes.
so, just being open to that, knowing that your purpose, it may be somebody that thinks out there that they don't have a purpose, but if you have experiences in life and you've experienced anything, you have a purpose. You know what I mean? Because you could take that experience and tell it to somebody else. You know what I mean? That can do something better for themselves,
Mhm,
because you was able
mhm,
to teach them that. You was able to pass them, that part of knowledge. You know what I'm saying, about the
mhm.
world. So
So they can make a well informed decision for themselves that would be beneficial, and that's the whole point of the Black Wellness Exchange, to be able to have dynamic guests such as yourself, an author, um, a founder of a mentorship programs that's open and willing to help all of the boys. Do you have like a specific age group that you work with? I know you said you have
yeah.
the 15-year-old, some 15-year-olds through 22, but like, do you 4 years old? Well, I mean, I don't know, to
Well, I feel like,
37. I don't
yeah, I
know.
feel like, when it comes like to me, to my age and up, I want to work with those guys too. And that don't necessarily always have to be mentorship, just for us to build and see how we can continue to use all of our knowledge together to pass down. And we also learn from each other about, the world as well. So it's just mandatory. Like I just want to make the world a better place, And I know it starts with the boys that's coming up, So that's why I talk about like my son so much, and how I want to make the world a better place for him, and
Yes.
so I do that by making sure that the information is being passed to down to the boys and stuff. But I want to work with everybody, because everybody has they hurt, everybody been hurt, everybody been traumatized and stuff like that. But there's ways to still break down those like invisible barriers, and communicate. You know what I'm saying? To be able to like grow. We don't all have to like each other for the betterment. You know what I'm saying, of the world. We don't all have to have the same concepts on life and the same opinions and different things like that, to be able to work together to make the world better for, what I'm saying, our loved ones and stuff.
Right,
So
right, right. I love that. So if um someone wanted to become a mentor in um your organization, what would they have to do? Are you taking them
just
or?
link up. I don't have a payroll budget right now, but I mean, there's fundraising projects, that I'm always working on, to where we can raise money to pay people if they need to make some money and stuff.
Mhm,
I just,
mhm.
some of the programs and some of the like concepts that we talk about in Death to the Trap, just developing thought processes and learn about financial literacy, teaching people about their credit scores and how to create an LLC and develop and get business credit and stuff like that to be able to get funding. So, you know, just tap in, and we gonna build together.
Wait a minute. Wait. You just said. Let me take my glasses off so I can hear better. You just said you can teach these boys about financial literacy.
Mm-hmm. Building like what's important about their credit score, how to build it, how to start your business entities and stuff like that, and all the bank work and stuff like that that you need to be able to do, so that you can get business funding. How to structure everything so that you automatically sure that you get guaranteed funding once it's time for you to do that. Like,
You hear
yeah,
what he said?
helping people get $50,000 every day.
Hold on now. I don't know about you, but I use 50. What?
Yeah, just structuring your stuff the right way. And so, that's all a part of our like mentorship like programs. We have boxing classes and music. We work in like music and writers and producer caps, and yeah, I have some like pretty cool friends, that are professionals in their fields and stuff, like pro MMA fighters and platinum producers in the music industry, and different people that I know that's also part of this movement, it was just making sure that we are teaching skills and making sure that people are business savvy and knowing how to access money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I love that, and it's for boys. You said grown women can't
Yeah,
participate.
yeah. I got some stuff I want to show you. So
Okay.
real talk. Yeah.
I'd love to continue to work with you, and again, that's what Black Wellness Exchange is about. It's about collaborating, making sure that the community is aware of all of the wealth of information and guidance that's right here within our community. We don't necessarily have to go outside if we don't need to. We don't have to do that because we have people like you that can assist us financially, mentor the kids, help them turn around. Yo, Donovan, I really appreciate you coming out today and talking to us. um I'm a bit casual, but I appreciate you coming and sitting on the
Yeah.
couch with me today.
Yeah, no
Like
problem.
this was dope. Like I'm eager to hear more about you in the community and linking up. From a school social work standpoint, I did school social work for years. This would be excellent in the high, working with the kids in the local high schools, middle schools, even the elementary schools. I heard you say you got like, yo, I feel like this is awesome. Death to the trap. So, yo, how can we find a copy of your book? How can we get a copy of your book? How can we find you on social media? How can we link up with you about your mentorship? How can we find you?
Okay, so Instagram, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. So Facebook is Don Badgett. It's DON, just kind of abbreviated Don Badgett. Instagram is the real underscore Don B. I think you probably should be able to just type in Don Badgett too, and my stuff will come up.
Okay.
I have links to my websites and stuff on there. You can find some of the credit information and some of the business funding information on my Instagram. The book is on Amazon, so if you just go to Amazon.com and type in Donovan Badgett, Death to the Trap, you'll be able to find that on Amazon. I'll be in Colorado Springs doing my first book signing September, what's tomorrow, the 4th, from 12 to 2.
No, September 6th. Today's the 5th.
Oh, 6th.
September
Yeah,
6th.
my bad.
September 6th. Where you going to be?
Wealthy Unlimited. It's downtown Colorado Springs. I said that yesterday.
We're in Colorado
Colorado
Springs.
Springs, yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of it again?
It's a gym called Wealthy Unlimited.
Wealthy Unlimited Gym.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and from what time to what time?
From 12 to 2.
12 to 2 tomorrow,
Yep.
the 6th.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Okay,
On 6th, yeah.
Excellent. So I definitely want to make sure that people know how to find you. That's awesome. Good luck on your book signing tomorrow, 12 to 6. Let me see if I could try to get there. But yes, look for. Yeah. We are so excited to have you in our community. Thanks again for coming out. And that concludes our episode for today. You guys have a good day. Take care. Did I hit?